Welcome to the Hilleberg Rogen, a very light, 2-person, 3-season tent with 2 entrances and 2 vestibules that is well suited for all types of weather in 3-season, snow-free conditions. The Rogen, like all Hilleberg tents, has linked but separable inner and outer tents for simultaneous pitching. Its Carolyn 1000 outer tent fabric and 9mm poles make it remarkably strong and lightweight. Plenty of ventilation is built into the Rogen's construction. A gap between the outer tent and the ground allows constant airflow, and its inner tent is made from a highly breathable and water-repellent fabric. Both of its inner tent's doors are all mesh, and both vestibules can be rolled part-way or fully to the side for maximum airflow. The Rogen is self-supporting, but both vestibules do need to be pegged out. Included with the Rogen is the tent, a tent bag, 2 long poles, 1 short pole, 1 spare pole section with a repair sleeve, a pole bag, and 10 pegs in a peg bag, as well as attached guidelines with line runners. Other accessories available for purchase include pole holders for pitching the inner tent separately, a footprint for the inner tent area, a mesh inner tent, extra pegs and extra guidelines. Pitching the Rogen. Find a level spot that is free of stones and other sharp objects and lay out the tent. Especially in windy conditions, it's a good idea to attach one guideline to a pack or other heavy object to prevent the tent from blowing away. Unpack the Rogen's 2 long and 1 short poles. For maximum longevity and durability of your tent poles, it's important that you're careful with them. Make sure that each segment is seated properly and that they don't drift apart while pitching the tent. A small gap can lead to pole breakage. Insert one of the long poles approximately halfway into one of the pole sleeves. Grip the pole and pull the pole sleeve until the pole end is properly seated. Put the other end into the pole holder cup and tighten the pole tensioner. Repeat the process with the other long pole. This simple single opening continuous pole sleeve and tensioner system is quick to pitch and is remarkably stable. Make sure the pole holder cups are tightened completely. Partially unzip the outer tent entrance that is marked with a red webbing tab and insert the short pole. Make sure the pole is fully seated in the sleeve. Reach inside and adjust the pole tensioner. If you need more access, open the vestibule completely. We recommend that you peg all 4 corners of the Rogen before pegging out the 2 vestibules. Press the pegs down into the ground at a 45-degree angle until only the top of the peg remains barely visible. Use a rock to press or pound in the pegs if necessary. When pegging out the vestibules, make sure to set the tensioners to their longest length before pegging. Tighten both peg tensioners so that the vestibules are taut. The tent is now fully set up and ready for use. We do recommend that you peg the sides and all the guidelines since weather conditions can change unexpectedly. When tensioning the guidelines, do not tighten the line runners so much that they deform the poles. Once you peg the sides and the guidelines, it's a good idea to double check that the pegs are in the ground completely and that the pole and peg tensioners and the guidelines are correctly adjusted. Using the Rogen. The red toggle at the base of the Rogen's vestibule entrance zipper can be inserted into the zipper pull to lock the zipper in windy conditions. At the top of the zipper, the dedicated zipper pocket helps protect the slider from dirt and keeps it in place. To use the entrance, unzip the door and roll and secure the fabric with the elastic loop and toggle system. The inner tent door can be rolled to the side and secured with its own elastic loop and toggle system. Storage pockets make it easy to organize your gear in the tent, and webbing loops in the ceiling allow you to string a clothesline. By moving the peg tensioner assembly from one side of the entrance to the other, either side of the vestibule can be rolled away. In addition, both of the Rogen's vestibule entrances can be fully rolled away for maximum airflow and views. If you need only partial ventilation, you can unzip the entrance from the top to create a small venting opening. Taking down the Rogen. When taking down the tent, repeat every step you used to pitch the tent, but in reverse. In windy conditions, it's a good idea to leave one guy line attached throughout the takedown, or to attach one guy line to a pack or other heavy object when removing the poles. Set the guy lines to their longest lengths before pulling the pegs out. Before you remove the poles, unzip the inner tent doors and shake or brush out any debris that might be in the tent. Be sure you then zip both the inner and the outer tent doors closed. Loosen the short pole's sleeve and expose the pole end. It's best to wait until the two long poles are removed before removing the short pole. Loosen both long pole tensioners, then push each pole out from the end while holding on to the pole sleeve. Finally, remove the short roof pole by pushing on its end while holding on to the pole sleeve. Never pull any of the poles out of their sleeves. When folding the poles, check to see if they've been damaged. If so, replace the damaged section with the repair pole section. Put the poles and peg bag with pegs into the pole bag. Fold the tent and roll it up around the bag containing the poles and pegs. Put the bundle into the tent bag, then stow it in your pack. You can also stuff the tent into its bag. When doing this, make sure you stow the poles separately from the tent in your pack. Never stuff the poles down the side of the tent in the tent bag. Don't ever store a wet tent. As soon as possible, hang your tent to dry. If you have the space, the ideal way is to put the poles in and hang the complete tent. If you've attached the optional footprint, make sure and detach one corner so both the tent floor and the footprint dry properly. Clean off and dry the pegs and inspect them for any damage. Have a wonderful outing and enjoy the wilderness, but leave as small an imprint as possible. Leave everything the way you would like to find it on your next trip. Visit Hilleberg.com to see our entire product range and to find more videos with practical tips on using your tent. You can also read more about us, including our history, our philosophy, and how we make our tents.